Hello everyone, it's Nick Lawson with cdc-TakeCharge software, and this is lesson 18, our final lesson in how to build a more robust and user-friendly contact management application in Alpha software. Today what we're going to look at are the final button routines that we needed to create for our application. They are on our quick note organizer form, which if you remember when you open it up, it displays all of the notes and then allows you to sort to find quickly the ones that you want. Now I happen to know that the one that I want is right there, so we're going to take a look at this one as an example. Saving is easy, it's just a parent form commit. Save as allows us to take and export our note and save it as various types of file formats. So our choices here are PDF, rich text, plain text, and HTML text. And as you can see, this is an X dialog form. It's a very simple one. I'll show you how it's done here in a minute. And for this example, we're going to look at HTML. So I select that, click continue. It goes out and it creates the HTML object and then opens it in their local browser. Now this is an excellent thing for people to have, with the fact that they are now sending information back and forth that needs to be read on all types of media types. You can read this on your iPhone, your Android phone. Doesn't matter what the manufacturer is. Everybody supports HTML on their phones, so it's available. It can be seen across OS platforms. So it's a good way to take and create a uniform output file that can be read by everybody. So there it is, and as you can see, it's got all the formatting that we had in the original memo, and it takes and tells you what the type of memo is and the various information on the top. So let's take and look at how that's done. But before we do, we also want to take and look at the email attach, which is another change that we made. So here, when it pops up, it puts in the subject as see attached. Select your email account, click OK. Now it's going to take and go out to the default email program for the client. And it takes just a minute. Yeah, I should have probably done this before to make sure that the application was live. And here you go. There you go. It attaches it as a PDF file, and now you write the body of the note that you want to include, and away it goes. Pretty simple. Finally, we have the ability to take and send it out as a Word doc letter, in which case, same thing. It takes and runs the convert for the report and opens it up in Microsoft's Word application or WordPad. Now we can take and jazz it up any way we want. We can take and insert tables, pictures, video files, anything that we need, and then from here save it and send it to whoever we need to send it to. So it's pretty flexible. It really opens up the software and allows it to be used by any other type of software that's out there, simply by setting your file export type the way you want it to be. Okay, let's look at how each of those things are performed. So we go out to our control panel, and we go to our quick note organizer design. Okay, let's start with the save as. So the on push event, first we have to take and pop up our little dialog, and again, it's just a simple X dialog with a gradiated background, and we have our 4 radio choices. I like those. They're easy to write, and they work very well. Down here, we set the radio choice to be equal to EX choice for our export choice, and then SA, our save choice. So SA is, if it's PDF, then we use the report save as to convert it as a PDF file. And then, of course, this is the filter that applies. It tells it to take and print just a current record. Now, the reason for that, we don't have to get fancy. We don't need to take and drill down and pull any values. When our quick note writer is up, it is queried on a specific record. So this works very well. Um, Plain text, same thing. We just convert it to a plain text file and it opens in Notepad. Here, rich text opens up in Word, and HTML opens up in their default HTML program. At the end of each of these strings, you'll notice that I have a false in the first three and a true down here in HTML. I put the true so that you could see it pop up in the HTML writer. But in fact, you really don't need that. You can just take and save the file, and then they can open it as they need to. So to change that so that it doesn't pop up, we change that back to a false. If you want them to pop up, you make it a true. Also notice that here on the name, in saving it, we use the A5 get path. That way, when your application is installed on the user's machine, regardless of where they install it, it will always save to a documents folder, which is a subfolder under your application. And then assign the name, which we've set up here, and the month, day, or the day, month, and year, and then note. Now you can change that to make it work any way you want. That just happens to be how I set it. Pretty simple to do. Now let's take and look at our email attachment. Again, basically, we're doing the same thing. We pop up our X dialog box, allow them to select the account that they want to send it to from the contact in the application. Then when we come down here, we do a report save as, convert it to a PDF, tell it not to display, and then we use the email client external to take and pass our variables, and one of which is our attachment. It shows up on our form or our default email client as an attachment for the email we're about to send. Very simple. As you can see, this is a very powerful little third-party utility they provide, and I encourage you to take full advantage of it. Finally, we look at our letter, and once again, we're doing the same thing, only here we're sending it out to Word as an RTF file. Once it's in there, they can then jazz it up, do what they need to do, and ultimately change it to a different name so it becomes a doc file to be used in Microsoft Word or OpenOffice, anything that they want. Pretty simple, and that basically completes our application. Next, what we'll be talking about is various high-level and low-level routines in Alpha software and how and when each should be used. Well, I hope you've had fun following me on this application development, and I look forward to working with you guys again in some future lessons. Thanks a lot and have a great day.